Excellent morning to you this very pleasant Wednesday morning on the Wake Up Nigeria. Every time I say that excellent morning, I always think of BC.
Really? Wow.
Okay. Excellent morning.
And as always, our Wednesdays shows that we are homages to women all over. And as we do this, we also never forget to bring a lot of excitement, fun, beauty, fashion, you know, all the razzmatazz. We bring it to you on your TV screen.
Yes, so we're about to offer you another panoramic view of all things amazing.
And all access card to some beautiful memories that we will be making today and always on the show.
So talking about beauty and all, the first on that list of beauty is like the card has changed. It's definitely
really, Mary, really. I saw what you did there.
They call it swapping of roles.
Hi, ladies. Good morning.
You look gorgeous as always.
Thank you. You guys also look fabulous.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, for the next 1 hour and 45 minutes, we suggest that you make it appropriate plans to not miss out on any moment of it right here on the show.
Yes, because a lot of time and effort has gone into putting this together for you, okay? So you don't want to miss a minute. My name is Mary Bashua Alimi.
And I am Emil Koche. Do not forget to stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Send in those comments on all our socials. You'll find us sitting pretty here at TVC Connect.
And for on-the-go access to us, you can download the app on both the Android and iOS stores. You also find us on YouTube. That's at TVC Entertainment. So if you've missed any episodes, you can go catch up.
Of course. And today we will be talking with Tolulokwe Okogigare on relationship, where she'll be discussing the pros and cons of intimacy before marriage.
And then, of course, we will have another discussion with Oge Kimono. That's Ras Kimono's daughter right there on your screen. For nutrition, we have Oduayo Abdullahi, certified integrative nutrition coach and the founder of Optimum Foodie. Today, Oduayo will be talking about how Nigerian foods really aren't the problem. That I'm interested in.
Talking about. And for a musical performance this morning, we have Nigerian singer, songwriter, instrumentalist, and designer Dip. He's also known as Deep C, and he'll be throwing us later on the show. Deep C.
And wrapping things up nicely for us is the conversation we will be having with Timmy Sinclair. Now, before you go, who's that? Well, he is not just a musical artist and actor. He is more popularly known as Tricky T of BB Naija. They must have met via a dating app.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
My God.
Yeah. Talking about dating apps, Winfrey had a story for us.
Oh, I did.
No, you didn't.
What is wrong with both of you? Is that something I missed? By me?
Okay, so basically, I was going through social media sometime this week, and I actually saw someone comment that, okay, he believes that the females that have dating apps on your phone are prostitutes, and the male that have it also are looking for prostitutes. So he actually also narrated a story of how he literally met a girl on the certain dating app and all of that, and then she literally offered to come over. So apparently, even all the work he thought he had put in as a guy wasn't necessary. She literally was offering. I was like, how come everything is just falling in place? Until they're about to, and she whispered in his ear, "10K for short time. If you don't know what short time means, bless your soul."
What is it?
Okay, good.
I mean, okay, so continuing the story, the one that made people go wow was the point when, you know, they actually talked. She opened up about her life.
Yes.
He felt sorry for her, and in the process of feeling pity, one thing led to another, and just as he thought, oh well, freebie, she said, for you, not 5K.
That's all I say.
You're watching the news update with Kelly. Giga, let's bring you the latest on the Academic Staff Union of University strike, where the federal government has now met with the leadership of the university teachers. At the meeting, which lasted for more than 5 hours, Labour Minister and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, said government was taken aback by the renewed strike. The minister assured the teachers that government meant no harm and was determined to implement signed memorandum of action. He expressed hope that the strike would be called off soon. But ASU president, on his part, Emmanuel Osodeke, blamed the federal government for the resumed industrial action. He said calling off suspending the strike will depend on the actions taken by the central authorities. The meeting then went into a technical session behind closed doors. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has asked the federal government and ASU to comply with the Memorandum of Understanding to end the ongoing warning strike in the interests of students in the country. The call was made at plenary earlier on Tuesday, where the House mandated the Committees on Labor, Employment and Productivity and Tertiary Education and Services to liaise with relevant ministries and stakeholders to address the outstanding issues that led to the current strike. The resolutions followed a motion moved by Dozie Nwankwo from Anambra State. University lecturers embarked on the strike action last week, and it is expected to last for about 4 weeks. Let's take you outside Nigeria, whereby its decisions to recognize the independence of the occupied districts of the Donetsk and Luhansk regions, Russia is violating the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ukraine and legalizing its troops in Donbas, which have been there since 2014. This was stated by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in an address following a meeting of the National Security and Defense Council. And that's a wrap on the news updates. We urge you to keep it here on TVC for the rest of Wake Up Nigeria. Good morning.
And we are back. It's time for us to go through the front pages of the newspaper. And this morning we're starting with the Punch, making the headlines here on March 26 convention. APC factions fault party. Buhari governors opt for consensus zoning. And Kwara Osun Rivers orders warn APC against holding convention without resolving crisis. North-South to swap positions, says El-Rufai, and PDP mocks APC, says ruling party unorganized. And here is a photo story on the CSO protest that took place in Abuja yesterday. And that's all we can take on the front pages of the Punch newspaper this morning. We move over to This Day, making the headlines here, citing emergence of previous chairman. Buhari okays consensus for APC convention. El-Rufai denies division among colleagues. Confirms they initially disagreed, but now on same page. Party zones office adopts PDP formula. Swaps positions between North and South. And finally, on this day, chairmanship goes to North Central, National Secretary Southwest. And that's it on This Day newspaper. We move on to the Nigerian Tribune, making the headlines here on APC zoning. North gets chairmanship, South to get presidency. And you can find more of that story on page 2. As party agrees to swap offices between North and South, Buhari favors consensus, says Bagudu. And APC won't collapse after Buhari, says Lalong. And postponement of APC convention explains Nigeria's shambolic states, says PDP. And that's all we can take on the front pages of the newspaper this morning. And we're back.
Okay, talking about being back, quite a number of stuff happening, and it was quite a struggle to decide what to talk about today. But you see, we could not overlook what is happening in the Nigerian film industry.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's talking about the proposed ban. Yes. We learned that the federal government has reached out to filmmakers to say, okay, enough is enough with this ritual killings in movies, because many young people are now claiming to have been influenced by what they see in movies and what they see on social media for the upsurge in ritual killings in the
Nigeria,
country. People
yeah.
are beginning to see it as almost a part of life, and that's worrisome. So the federal government is trying to see what they can do to control it.
Well, there's also a move by the Film Censors Board to also ban smoking in movies as well.
Yes.
And I think it's a good move, to be honest. What are the things that actually really influence a lot of young people these days? Social media, movies, music, celebrities who, you know, acclaimed role models. Yeah, so there's some of these things, and I feel like if there's a way to sanitize, you know, to social media space and some of the things, some of the contents that, you know, people are beginning to churn out for consumption, I think it's a way to go. It's one of those steps to take. I'm in support of it.
Why is Winfrey looking like, if I start to talk?
No, I do agree absolutely with the fact that, yes, the media is a strong, or has a strong influence on people. However, banning certain things is literally just going to limit the creativity of people. And I think that is actually not a way to go, to be honest, because that's why I believe there are genres. We have adventure, we have comedy, we have... I know growing up, there's certain... Till today, I've not seen Harry Potter because my father would not allow me to watch it. Do you understand? While growing up, he also didn't allow it. I also believe that's why we have age restrictions. We have 13, 16, 18, R18. Do you understand? So now, whose responsibility it is to make sure that, fine, this thing is literally going... I mean, the people watching a certain kind of movie are watching it, do you understand? Those things need to be put in place. So also, I mean, you go to... In Nigeria, anyone can walk up to your kiosk and buy a pack of cigarettes. Is that meant to be allowed? Anyone can walk up and buy alcohol. Is that meant to be allowed? You literally have to have your identification card in certain countries. Now, who are the people responsible for putting such measures? They should be the ones that are literally out there, not generally banning the creativity and hampering the creative industry.
So, you know, something really interesting about all of these bans is the fact that the federal government has realized that, okay, so certain measures have been put in place. We have the you know, the rated 13, rated 18 and all, yet we haven't gotten results. However, realistically, you just mentioned the fact that we used to have genres, but now we have adventure that would have comedy in it, we'll have ritual killing in it, we'll have romance in it. Nigerian movie industry, you cannot frame anything to a particular genre, so that already is a problem.
As a whole, can you frame anything to anywhere?
Auntie, be coming down.
No, I'm just saying,
why are you loud like this?
No, I'm just saying the people meant to be taking responsibility should literally stop like hampering.
That is why they are trying to see how they can actually take responsibility. Many young children have access to YouTube, so even when you say certain things cannot be watched, they go on YouTube and they still catch up on it. So the government is like, okay, you know what, rest it. Maybe in like 10 years' time, when people have even probably forgotten about ritual killings, which I don't think is
now
possible.
We're thinking about
we can now say, okay,
5G, so network, you understand, and like fiber optics, right? And we're thinking of that like as soon as 2023. And that literally gives people access.
Yeah, there's already
unlimited access to what we can expect. Okay, fine, you ban this. And the truth is that whether we like it or not, why is so much out there is because in our tradition, we have these things happen. It's not fabricated.
But we have been over-informed of their being
well, like I said, I support the move.
So what move
which is one way we listen, which is one in many other moves that they need to make, because sensitization is also another key thing. Because you mentioned something, a young person going to a kiosk to buy a pack of cigarettes, who is, you know, controlling that, you know, form of things, or that arm of things, or that aspect of things. That's where sensitization comes in, because when people are informed, you're also looking out for one another. You're also looking, being your brother's keeper. You're also, you know, you see a child or a young person with a phone and they're watching content that they shouldn't. You're also letting them know that you shouldn't watch this. It's not good for you. This is where we need to, you know, be that. Back in the day, they used to have the village. It's the village that raises you, not just, you know, the
exactly my point. So the
Yeah.
My point is that it should be addressed from where it needs to be addressed from, not by restricting the creative industry. Aside that,
I don't think it's
in Nigeria, it is very restrictive, if you ask me. It takes away the originality of a story. I want to take a story, do you understand? And the truth is that even all the stories have morals. Have you seen a movie that is heavy on ritual content and it ends good for the ritualist in the end?
No.
I don't see it.
So people actually choose to take what they want to take from
they watch it
so
and
I
they
feel
pause
like
it.
if it's one way to address it,
I think that is very,
if it's one way to address it, I really do not. I think it's a welcomed idea.
No, it's not.
If you're talking about originality and filmmakers looking for storytellers looking for stories, there are like 1,000 and one social issues.
So I think what we lack, what I would say about this is what we lack actually is content. That's the reality. We used to have fantastic content before. We have people with different stories, accident victims, their stories.
Domestic
violence. Tell other stories.
Yeah.
Must everything be linked to ritual? Must they be linked to armed robbery? Must they be linked to so many things?
In a society,
that's where the problem is.
I would like to say this, right? And if they're looking at the media, the movie industry in Nigeria, music is more fluid. See the influence of music on our people.
See, we will definitely talk more about music, but we need to take this break. We'll probably continue the conversation between ourselves and on social media. Give us your feedback on this, okay?
We'll be right back, people. Stay with us.
Welcome back. You're still watching Wake Up Nigeria, and we're here right now in the kitchen. And of course, with me is Chef Blossom. Okay, how are you doing?
Very well.
You did some makeup today.
Oh,
I like your hair.
Thank you.
Is there something going on? Yes, there's definitely something going on. Okay, so now tell me, we have an array of interesting ingredients here. What exactly are we making today?
So this morning we'll be making some toasted chicken sandwich.
Okay, toasted chicken. Oh yeah, of course, I see toaster, I see chicken. Yes. Okay, so now tell me, what ingredients do we need to bring this to
I
life?
was going to play a mind game to ask my viewers to guess what we have in here, like if they could differentiate from, just like getting to know if some persons make sandwich at home.
At home,
They could tell what recipe could be used for this before I mention.
Oh, wow.
But if you want me to mention, I'll go
So,
ahead.
Chef Blossom, I've given you all a challenge now. You tell me what you think she's using to make her chicken sandwich today. Oh, yeah. Go to our social media and drop those comments right about now. But then again, we have to still show you the ingredients anyways. But then again, let's see how fast you are in doing that before we do that. Okay, so now maybe before we tell them the ingredients, let's run the process. So give them some time to
answer that. Okay, so for this recipe, we'll be boiling our chicken with some onions, some garlic and ginger, some salt. Okay, I'm not going to touch
the other ones.
Salt and seasoning cubes and then some chili peppers.
You can use abbreviations.
Yes. And then when it's properly cooked, we'll bring it out, then we'll shred them with fork. You could blend it if you want.
So you're just boiling your chicken today. You're not grilling or frying.
Not. But I'm going to have like a drop of vegetable oil going there to give it just this oily flavor.
Okay.
And then when we have that, I will just mix with some veggies, then the mayonnaise, and that's it.
That's about it, okay? Okay, so you guys should guess the
I'm going to
rest.
say that some persons might not want to toast with not everybody has the toast.
Yeah, toast, true.
So I could show you how to toast on a pan.
On a pan, very interesting. I think I tried to do that sometime last week. It was a disaster.
Oh,
yes,
really?
I'm putting it out there.
It comes out the same way, just that it won't have that fine and pressed.
Yeah, and those lines, right? Twisted lines. So how exactly do you do that?
There are two ways to achieving that. You could egg wash or milk wash it. Like you can soak it, but it might take a while. So some persons might get it wrong because they might cook on high heat. So it will get burnt.
Okay, I think that was what actually happened to me because my bread was brown.
You just take a fork. You take a fork. You just draw some funny lines on it. Then make sure you keep tossing it.
Okay, awesome. All right, guys, you heard Chef Blossom. We're making toasted chicken sandwich today. So all you guys need to literally guess what ingredients she's making. You just might win something. Just might. All right, so right about now, we have nutrition sitting on the couch with MM. We'll be right back.
Thank you very much, Winfrey. With us this morning is Odunayo Abdullah. She's a certified integrative nutrition coach and the founder of Optimum Foodie. She is, which is an innovative nutrition and fitness company. And this morning we will be talking about Nigerian foods and nuts. the problem. So
Thank you for having me.
Odwaya, what is?
It's so sad that we've demonized Nigerian foods. Like every time we just hear, we don't have food now. It's only rice, there's only bread, and so on and so forth. And that is not the problem. So we have this idea that carbs are a problem. So which is why we list all them rice, bread, and beans, and all the rest. But the problem is the way we approach quantity. We're eating too much of it. That's one. Two, if you really think about it, there's many other foods. We have so many soups.
Please list them.
Please, we have our efori roll, we have our okra.
We go into soups. What actually, the problem, so when it comes to the things that we take alongside those soups, those are actually the things that people also have problems with.
Yes.
So for example, eba, semo, wheat, which of course they've now come to say, it's not as healthy as we think anymore.
No, it's not. That's the thing, because we I don't know, like I said, we demonized carbs in general.
Okay.
So your rice and your bread and like swallows that you're also mentioning. And so we then feel the need, like, that's when them wheat came and they said people started switching. Plantain flour came. Then they said there was oat flour, and then keto people now are doing almond flour.
Yeah.
So it's like,
which is expensive.
People are doing all these swaps, but the truth is that they're very unnecessary. You can eat your eba, you can eat your semo. The question is, how much are you eating? When you do a swap to like plantain flour, for example, there's not, in terms of like the calories, there's not much difference between like your yam flour and the plantain flour. Even in terms of like the glycemic index, some people say, okay, they're doing plantain flour because they are diabetic, for example, so their blood sugar will not rise. But when you compare the way your blood sugar rises, so it's called glycemic index, compared to like yam flour and then plantain flour, truth is, you're not necessarily making some life-saving change with that swap. So the question is, how much are you eating? That's one. Two, when you do eat it, what are you having it with? So I always advise people to do more of the leafy vegetables, right? So you want to have a soup, obviously. You have some kind of soup with your swallow. And there are all kinds of soups, but not all of them are as leafy. Some of them are more, so for example, egusi. Especially if you make egusi just as egusi, so you've not added any leaves into it, so it's just the seeds. Egusi is fine, but the truth is, it is very fatty. It is a fatty seed.
Oh, well, it is actually like a plant.
If you touch it, it is oily, it is fatty. Same thing with ogbono, for example.
So
those particular ones are higher.
Okay.
So it's about frequency as well, and your goal. So somebody trying to lose weight, for example, if egusi becomes your choice soup.
That's ogbono that we have on the screen right there.
So egusi and ogbono, one of them was like, they are pretty heavy. Or banga. Banga is literally oil.
But you always come and then you're shaking all these tables. Come on now.
Oil, you know. When you're making it, you know how much oil goes into that thing.
Okay, so
I'm not saying you should not eat it.
Okay.
I'm saying that how many times if you're trying, it also depends on your goal. So for somebody that's trying to maintain their weight, for example, they're not trying to eat as lower calorie as somebody who's trying to lose weight. If you're trying to lose weight and you're doing banga already, the soup in itself is like already all the calories you should be having. It's a lot. So it's the kind of thing where I'm like, have it, but more kind of like an infrequent thing. Choose more of the leafy ones. So the edikaikons, the eforos, the okras, you can do those ones more frequently because you have more control.
Let me use myself as an example here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I'm very particular about my food portions, but when it comes to the leafy vegetables, so the efori rolls, the edikaikon, as a matter of fact, I don't like edikaikon. Efori roll, all of that, I'm not a fan of it.
Bitter leaf soup.
Now, for soups like the ogbono and the egusi, where we just have, how much vegetable do you think we should have in it?
So the way that I make egusi particularly, I make the egusi it's extra. So, there are two ways. There's a way thank you. Thank you. Because the egusi is pretty, pretty high. So because I want to eat enough soup, right? But at the same time, I don't want it to be mostly egusi, because once I do that, the calories in that meal skyrockets. So I would rather, when I'm making it, it's a matter of make the effort, I'll now take the egusi and just drop it in there and then mix everything up. Now, I'm not saying that you should absolutely not have the egusi like the regular plain. The Jebu people do plain. In fact, there's no leaf inside at all.
Exactly.
Right? Which is what I'm saying about frequency. How frequently are you having that? Is that the soup you're eating every other day? If it is, then that might be a problem. So it's the same way you, technically if you're trying to be healthy, doing ice cream every single day is not a good idea. That's kind of how you want to approach those soups. You know, so yeah,
in a nutshell, what you're saying now is eat all the kinds of food that we have. It's not actually your problem, but it's in little quantity.
So in moderate amounts. And like I keep saying, our problem is not knowing how much of what to have.
Okay.
So carbs, moderate amounts. Generally, anything that is fatty should be in much even smaller amounts.
Okay.
Because fats are very high calories. So if we put them in numbers, per gram of fat, it gives you 9 calories. Per gram of carbs is 4. So fat actually gives you more than double the calories of carbs. And that's why we keep shouting, like, you really need to tone it down. Right? Protein is similar to carbs. It's about 4 calories per gram. So, you know, then your fruits are even much lower, and then you have your vegetables as well, if you're comparing them per volume, for example. So the lower calorie something is, the more you can have. So because vegetables are generally low calorie, that's like your leafy vegetables, right? That's why we can have a lot more and get away with it, because it's pretty low calorie, besides the nutrients part of it all. But yeah.
Well, it's always a pleasure having you, because to be honest, every single time this conversation happens, I'm learning one or two, and I'm sure somebody watching is also learning.
I'm glad that
Thank you so much for always being here and shaking these tables. Yes, we have to go on a break now, people. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
So we're back right here in the kitchen. How many of you actually did do what we asked you to do?
Beetroot for.
It might be 1 million who say you win now. If you're not commenting, anyway, so we're back here now. So Chef Blossom, you want to tell us or reveal these secret ingredients to us?
So in here we have our butter for spread.
Yeah.
We have our mayonnaise. We have our curry powder for seasoning. We have our seasoning cube, match seasoning cube.
Okay.
Match seasoning. We have our ketchup, and then we have our soya spice.
Oh, great.
And of course, we have our onions chopped already.
Amazing.
Yes, and we have some oil.
And some oil. And of course, we have some garlic, we have some ginger, we have some green pepper, we have some cheese. You didn't say we have cheese.
Yes, we have some cheese.
So how many of these ingredients did you actually get correct? Let us know, right? Okay,
and then we have the star ingredient, the bread.
Of course, we have the bread. And of course, the chicken in the pan. So now, these are the ingredients right there on your screen. We have some garlic, some bread, some onion, cucumber, mayonnaise, chili peppers, green peppers, spring onions, chicken breast, seasoning cubes. Okay, now, very interestingly, right? You use seasoning cubes for your sandwich. Just for the chicken. Because I can remember one very unfavorable experience I had growing up. I can't remember who exactly made that sandwich. Oh, I think we were just probably experimenting at home or something. And someone literally put seasoning cube in the sandwich. No. It was a disaster.
You're supposed to have sandwich fresh as possible. So you don't need the extra.
You don't need the extra. If the seasoning is there, it's just for the chicken or the fish if you're actually grilling it from scratch, or boiling it or whatever.
And then for vegetables, you could want to use cucumber, you could want to use your yellow bell peppers, anything that works for you.
Yeah, and I noticed garlic too. Some people won't eat that. And onions. Some people won't have. Some
people want to use spring onions instead.
Okay.
But I love to season or marinate my chicken with onions. So I feel like it's incomplete when I don't use it.
It's not,
but for this recipe, it's better off to use a puree to blend it. But because of time, I just want to chop this. That's why it's chopped in bits.
It's chopped, okay. Because some people, do you actually put it directly in your sandwich?
For me, yes. If I want to have it myself, I can do that. But the heat, some person cannot retain the amount of heat that will come out from the onion. So
really?
I just want to
and that onion flavor just has a way of getting to you. I don't know, I like onions separately. I love bread separately. But when you actually put it together, it literally just throws me off. Yeah, I enjoy spring onions, but when I'm cooking, like it has to be cooked, properly cooked. Or maybe I'm having salads. But yeah, mostly cooked. Okay, right about now, wow. Chef Blossom is putting this all together. We have Mary on the couch, who's a very, very interesting guest. You don't want to miss this one.
interesting is, as a matter of fact, the correct word to describe who I'm about to have a conversation with. It's none other than Oge Kimono. Now, in case you're thinking, Kimono? Yes, she is the daughter to the legendary reggae icon Ras Kimono. Now, Oge has also been able to carve a niche for herself in the music industry, proving that music also runs in veins. And it's such a pleasure to have this conversation with you, Oge.
Thank you.
Now, just so you know, Oge has been a backup vocalist for a number of reggae icons across the world. We're talking about icons like Toklan, Adebantu, Uwe Banton, Rocky Duvani, and a host of others. It's such a pleasure to have you in the studio.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay. So, Oge, you know, we're having some conversations just before we came on air.
Yes.
And so I really want us to go to the very beginning. For many people, they go, music has always been in me and all. But then I know for sure that sometimes things change.
That's right.
Yeah. And so I would like you to tell me how this all began, the journey began for you.
So just like we were saying before the cameras came on, I didn't grow up with my dad. I was trained and groomed by my grandmother. And my grandmother was so big on country music, soul, you know, R&B too, you know. So I was more in tune to that kind of music as opposed to reggae music. Now, growing up as a kid, I mean, when you go, back then in the days, when you go to kiddies' parties, you hear nothing yet to hear, you know. Oh, you don't get to hear that on my birthday parties. If I have a birthday party, no, you don't play reggae music, you know. So I had a one-on-one connection with reggae music, you know. I remember being in secondary school, and my dad had sent me the Sonny Walkmans, you know, and sent me his cassettes. He sent me Bob Marley's cassettes, you know. So like every night I plug in the cassettes, and I listened to his songs, and I listened to Bob Marley's songs, you know, and that's when I started connecting to reggae music, you know. So it wasn't like he forced me or he convinced me to go into music. Music is something I had always loved, you know. I mean, I started singing at age 10, you know, from school, and then my grandma would make me entertain her guests when they come home. Oh, yeah, she can sing. Come sing for us, you know. So
was that your maternal or paternal?
Yeah, my maternal grandmother. Yes, yes. She was a a big socialite.
I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I had a one-on-one connection with reggae music, and since then on, it has been reggae all through.
Okay, so the reggae journey began when you were about 15?
Yeah, thereabouts.
Yeah, how exactly did it begin?
Oh, it actually began with me working with my dad as a backup singer, you know. I had finished secondary school, and then I was waiting to get into the university, you know, and at the time, my father needed a backup singer, you know. And his manager was like, oh, okay, Sarah, she can sing. Maybe we should give her a shot, you know. And he was hesitant about it for a bit, you know, because he was like, oh, I want her to finish school. I don't want her to get into the whole music thing, you know, and get carried away and all of that. But the manager insisted and said, I mean, this one time that you need a backup singer, I mean, you have a show at hand, you know, so, I mean, we can try her out, you know, and that was how I got the spot. Was it easy? I will tell you, it wasn't easy. Working with my dad,
I can imagine.
It wasn't easy.
And sometimes working with parents can be really difficult.
Yeah,
however,
they tend to be more strict on you than other people. Yeah.
Just so that you can stay disciplined.
That's right. That's right.
But you know what? You know what we're going to do now? We're going to have a bit, you know, feel the Oge Kimono vibes, okay? And then we'll continue this conversation.
Yes,
take a look at this.
DJ, come put that
So nice. I'm really feeling the vibes on that one. So, okay, you went to university.
Yes, eventually.
And was it when you, she said eventually, was it while you were in university you decided that, okay, maybe this is something I should focus more on, this is something I really enjoy doing, or did it come later in life?
No. So, after I worked with my dad as a backup singer, I traveled with him to Europe, you know, and I continued doing music, you know. And I told him, I said, I mean, Daddy, I love you. I know you want me to go to school, but I need to discover myself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I didn't go to school until after 10 years.
What?
Yes. So I moved back to Nigeria, and I said, now I want to go to school. So I went to University of Abuja, and I studied economics.
Okay, wow. That must have been a shock for you and for him as well, considering the fact that, oh, I want my daughter to go to school, and I probably, did he fire the manager?
No.
Like, it's your fault. I told you. I warned you about this. So he did not fire the manager.
Yeah, but we almost got into a physical fight in Europe, you know, because he was like, no, you have to go to school. I'm like, no, I need to discover myself, you know. So
wow.
I said, I really want to know if I can survive without my mom and dad being present, you know, and it was quite a rewarding experience. You know, there was the good, the bad, and the ugly. There were days I would cry and say, oh, why did I stay back? You know, I foresee more. You know, but you know, in all, it was what the experience.
So was it while you were in Europe you were able to work with so many big guys? Because I know you had stuff to do with Beanie Man.
Yes.
Tell us all about that.
Oh well, so on getting to Europe, I landed a spot working as a backup singer for a group called Two Clan.
Okay.
You know, they did pop reggae. So pop is big in Europe, you know. So and they had an infusion of pop and reggae music, you know. So it was while I was working with them that I also got the opportunity to meet other people, you know. Somebody like Dede Mabiaku, you know, was came to Germany at some point, you know, and I went to see him, and he introduced me to Ade Bantu. So I also started working with Ade Bantu, you know, as a backup singer. And while I was working with Ade Bantu, we had gone for a show in Cologne. I met this other reggae musician, Uwe Banton, who I worked with for a very long time, who practically became my father figure, you know, at that time, you know, and it was through him I was able to also do a job with him and Luciano. While I was working with Two Clan, we did a job with Beanie Man and Anthony B, and the list goes on. I also met Rocky Dawani, who is a Ghanaian reggae musician based in America, you know, and I also got the opportunity to work with him, so I was practically playing some major concerts.
Your CV is very impressive. However, I just want to delve private quickly before we say goodbye.
Yeah.
Are you married now?
Oh, yes, I am married.
Oh, wow.
I am married with a child.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I have a cute little girl who is not a baby, who's an auntie. She's going to be 2.
She's the manager of the home.
Oh, my God.
And she's only 2.
Oh, my God. Nobody told me that.
No. I feel like nobody wants parents.
Nobody told me.
Thank you so much for your time,
Thank you so
It's
much
been
for
an
having
interesting
me.
conversation.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we will take this break right now. And of course, Wake Up Nigeria continues in a bit. Stay with us.
As per that band, but as per that band, you see the distance between us. It will remain like, so we'll be cooking for you. So when you finish going on tour, we'll feed you. Thanks.
Yeah.
You don't even need that.
Yeah, we can do what we want. Yeah, let's just sing it for later.
See, the view here is always unrestricted. And you know, we go the extra mile to make it just right for you because you deserve the best that television has to offer at any given time of the day, especially so early in the morning.
Yes, and do not forget that something special is happening sometime really soon in our premises as our finalists battle it out to emerge winner of the Wake Up Nigeria Cookout Show.
No, you don't say it like that. The Wake Up Nigeria Cookout!
That's what you guys are good for. People with the voice. But go ahead.
Take your time.
Anyways, watch this space, people. It's going to be an amazing time on the show today.
Yes, of course. Wake Up Nigeria Cookout will be happening soon, as she said.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout if you'd like to be part of the spectators. Believe me, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, we need you to come and cheer, carry those pom-poms, and woo! You go, girl! You go! Yeah, I want to see you do all of that. But anyways, right now we have to focus on what the show is about. This morning, we have so much still to come. And just to remind you, my name is Imel.
And my name is Mary Bashua Alimi. Now, you can stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Of course, send in your comments. We've been seeing some of them. That's via social media at TVC Connect, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Remember to use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on
and
TVC.
we are also on TikTok now, people, just so you know. We need you to please keep in touch with us, keep connecting with us for our fantastic content on the TVC app, which is also available for download on the Android and iOS stores. YouTube is also there for you to play catch up with us on the show and other shows on the TVC channel.
Yes. Now, of course, we will head straight to what to expect this hour.
We have Nigerian singer, songwriter, instrumentalist, and designer Deep. He's also known as Deep C, and he'll be thrilling us later on the show. Excuse me.
Will be the conversation with Timmy Sinclair, a musical artist and actor more known as Tricky T. He dropped his debut EP in 2018 and was a housemate in the lockdown edition of the Big Brother Niger. That's 2020. We can't wait to have a conversation with him.
Okay. I'm so glad y'all are not singing.
Yes.
Right
You're
now.
not what?
Singing.
I said, don't try us so. Not me though. Don't try.
Okay, so we've talked about a range of stuff today. We've talked about the app that's people saying certain dating apps, and what some folks believe it is for, that it's for hookups. And then we've also talked about the Nollywood
Don't bring it up,
ritual
Don't get me started.
instead of fixing, the government fixing the economy.
Yeah.
And then
right.
now we're going
to matters. Important, very important issues.
Let's not allow this thing. No. I'm still in Nigeria. We are not broadcasting from the United Kingdom. And now we're going to talk about what was that word we're going to talk about?
Poisoning.
Poisoning.
Food.
Yes, food poisoning.
Yes.
Because it's actually
sadly, last week I actually ate somewhere. I won't mention the name because my God will fight for me. And yes, I definitely ended up throwing up. And it was so annoying because it's not like I ate a proper meal. I literally just had tea, ordered tea and like some pastry. And
that's all.
I'm telling you, just tea and pastry. And first of all, so I to be honest, right, I used to, when I'm eating something, when I'm about to eat something and something is, I feel it. Like, do you know, when I looked at the pastry, something just said maybe if it's you that's just being like this.
You followed your intuition.
But I'm telling you, next time, definitely, I'll never skip on it. But yeah, it's actually a story that is very, very important.
I think it's something we should talk about one of these days.
Definitely,
it's very important.
yes.
Of university strike, where the federal government has now met with the leadership of the university teachers at a meeting which lasted for more than 5 hours. Labour Minister Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, said government was taken aback by the renewed strike. The minister assured the teachers that government meant no harm and was determined to implement signed memorandum of action. He expressed hope that the strike would be called off soon. However, ASU President Emmanuel Osodeke blamed the federal government for the resumed industrial action. He said calling off or suspending the industrial action will depend on the actions taken by the central authorities. The meeting then went into a technical session behind closed doors. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has asked the federal government and ASU to comply with the Memorandum of Understanding to end the ongoing warning strike in the interests of students in the country. The call was made at plenary early on Tuesday, where the House mandated the Committees on Labor, Employment and Productivity, and Tertiary Education and Services to liaise with relevant ministries and stakeholders to address the outstanding issues that led to the current strike. The resolutions followed a motion moved by Dozie Nwankwo from Anambra State. University lecturers embarked on the strike action last week, and it is expected to last for about 4 weeks. And outside Nigeria, by its decisions to recognize the independence of the occupied districts of the Donetsk and Luhansk regions, Russia is violating the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ukraine and legalizing its troops in Donbass, which have been there since 2014. This was revealed by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in an address following a meeting of the National Security and Defense Council. And that's a wrap on the news update. I am Kelly Egiga. We urge you to keep it here on TVC for the rest of Wake Up Nigeria. Good morning.
Tricky!
What?
This is not nice!
Okay, you're calling me by my name now.
What am I supposed to call you?
See finish, I've entered. See finish. You have seen me finish. Eh? No problem. I know what to do. Yeah, you're calling by my name. It's all right.
Okay, that was a very interesting watch. And of course, wrapping this conversation, wrapping up the show right now with me, we have a conversation with Timmy Sinclair. I'm sure you're wondering, what's that? Who is it, Timmy Sinclair? All right, he's popularly known as Tricky T. He's not only a musical artist, of course, he's also an actor. And of course, he was in the Big Brother house in 2018. Hi, Tricky, how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, okay,
really
so I
good.
didn't necessarily, I knew you actually had a comical side to you, but that was actually very interesting. So what was it that actually led you to creating that skit or other skits?
Oh, yeah, so this we're talking about the issues that married couples have.
Oh, okay.
When people get married and they have a whole lot of misunderstandings, and we're just trying to, it's a whole series we're working on.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, amazing. Okay, so you were in Big Brother House 2020, not 2018.
Yes.
Let me not make you seem older than they.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So
Thank
now
you.
before then, something actually struck me, and I actually didn't know. So you did release an EP.
Yes, I did.
Before then, okay.
Yes, before then.
Tell me about your musical journey.
Okay, yeah, so I've always been an artist, way back from university, you know, I did theater.
Oh,
We did music as part of what we do in school. So
Oh, okay.
I've been doing music since, been in the choir, I beat the drums, you know, sing a little bit. And then after school, I let me just do this thing, you know, yeah. And I put out music in 2018.
Yes.
It wasn't all there. It wasn't all that. I was still relatively unknown.
Yeah.
Then, you know, and then,
Yeah.
but in 2020, I got on Big Brother.
Boom.
Knows me
Okay,
now.
so now everyone knows you. We're praying to Blue. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm blown already.
Well, not like you, but
Yeah, I'm blown already.
Okay, so now tell me. So now, is music something you're still actively going after?
Yes.
Okay.
I put out a song like early this year.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I put a music video for it too.
Okay, and how's that going? What's the traction like?
Really good. Like
Good.
I'm like, okay.
Okay.
I should do this more
You should do
often.
it more often.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
amazing, amazing. Okay, so now tell me about the skit making part of you. So now is that something you do because, okay, fine, you just think it's something that is needed, something that you have passion for, or something you do because, everybody now is literally making skits. And like a lot of people believe that's the way to go.
So skit. I'm an actor first. Profession, training from the university.
Yes,
I'm an actor,
definitely,
right?
Definitely.
So making short-form content on social media is a way of showing my acting skills because apparently I can't put out a movie every week or every month. I've been in a couple of movies, but it takes time for movies to come out. And in between that time, so I don't get rusty, I put out content, of course, to feed the fans, hone my skills as an actor, right? And of course, the business side of it.
Of course, definitely.
Yeah, so that's the reason why I put out a lot of skits. Yeah,
Okay.
so people say the word skit maker. I really don't understand what that is. I'm an actor, and I put out content on social media. Not everything I put out is funny. I don't put out everything. Not every content I put out is funny. I have serious contents that are short form, but pass real strong messages. You understand? So it's not about being funny. It's about being an actor. Being able to express art. Being able to pass a message through that medium. And then same thing through my music.
That actually makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, from that angle, right? As I said, a lot of people are putting skits out there, but then again, you need a reason beyond the fact that everyone is doing it to actually do it and sustain it. And also consider the fact that, attention span now is very low. Do you understand? I can't remember when last I sat down to watch a full movie and I didn't sleep off. I will not lie to you. Do you understand? So skits is actually a very smart way to go. So now, what's been happening since after like Big Brother till now? And first of all, right, how are you managing the whole, you know, a lot of people talk about how, okay, fine, there's set after set after set,
Yes.
and all of that, how you guys literally are, washed.
Yeah, that's the perception.
Yeah, that's the perception. So now tell me from the inside, what is it really like?
So from the inside, first, one thing I appreciate the Big Brother show for is the fact that it gives you an opportunity to be seen for a period of time.
Yeah, true.
So you understand that the Big Brother show is emotion. So you guys come and you go, and other people will come.
Yeah.
So what you do with that after you leave the house is very, very important, right?
Very true.
A lot of people still try to live on the Big Brother, should I say, fame and clouds, which I think, I didn't like to get into my head. I was on the show, I'm out. Okay, bye. Now this is me now.
This is real life.
Yeah, this is real life. Then you watch. I was doing before I went into the show because I wasn't known then, and then the show gave me an opportunity to be known. Yeah, so I don't think, for me, speaking for myself personally, I don't think there's an issue of, oh, there's a new set, there's no new set, because I'm an artist. It is what I do. So I might have left the show, but I'm still doing everything that I do. And I still have people that follow me from that time. I still have people discovering me even now outside the house. So that's basically it for me. No pressure.
Okay. Amazing. No pressure.
No
I think
pressure.
that's actually the absolutely best way to go. Now, I hear your rich baritone. So now let's talk a little bit more about your music, right? Okay, so now what type of music would you say you put out?
So I started making rap music, actually.
Oh, rap music.
I started.
You want to drop a few lines for us? Just a little? Just to J thing.
Okay, I'll do that. You know, but right now it's a fusion of hip hop and some Afro beats and a little bit of soul, because I like soul music. So that's what I.
Oh, amazing! Oh yeah, drop those lines. Even though that bread, you know it's it.
Ah, bread! Yay!
Sorry, it's toasted chicken sandwich.
My God.
Yes.
My God, indeed. I can't wait. I can't wait. Okay, so let me see.
You want to freestyle? Yeah.
From the first time I saw you, this girl took my breath away.
Wow.
See, I don't go fit to lie you, this girl. Let me do like that.
Well done. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I mean, we're definitely sending you to the kitchen soon. Is it time for that? Okay. They said it's not time for that.
Not time for that.
It's not time for that. So hunger will seem be too small.
All right.
Just a little.
Right,
so presently, is there anything you're doing as regards film projects at the moment?
Okay, so as regards film projects, I've been on a couple of movies. They're not out yet. A couple of movies for Netflix and even for regular Nollywood. That's terrestrial TV. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I have that. I have a couple of projects that I'm working on personally. That I'm producing personally.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. So for me, that's basically it. That's what I do, like full time. My work as an entertainer. I make films. I make music.
Okay, now, so from the angle of being a producer, right? So I don't know if you saw this on social media. We were talking about it earlier on the show, about how the federal government is trying to pass a law to ban ritual killings in movies. And there's something about also banning smoking in movies. Now, what do you think about that?
It's funny because the movie is just mirrored society. The movies, we don't need... I don't know, Shabot.
You don't speak your mind.
Right? So you don't need the movies to see what's happening.
Yeah.
You see, it's even so crazy. You see teenagers doing rituals nowadays. It's crazy like that.
Very true.
They didn't just inherit it. There are people that
did it before them.
Yeah. So rituals, it's not like, I don't think the movies are glorifying rituals. Movies are just showing the kind of society that we live in.
Exactly.
That's what the movies are doing, showing society. So it's like you're trying to, should I say, escape from reality, banning rituals in like, hello, where did the ideas come from? Hello. I don't know where these ideas and laws come from.
Okay, thank you so much. So now we actually want to see some of your skits, and definitely by the time we come back, you'll be in the kitchen. So yeah, your food is safe. All right, guys.
Thank you.
Like this girl, it's not you, because that one, she get very ugly. But she get front and back. I won't lie to you. No.
Action.
Welcome back. Okay, so now we're here back in the kitchen, and of course we still have Chef Blossom, but now our sandwich is ready, and we have Tricky here to help us try it out. So before we go into that, of course we have Mary, beautiful Mary. Before she stabs me with the eyes, I can already see her. So Blossom, do you want to tell us what exactly went into preparing this before he takes a bite?
Please, we need you to take a bite because we need your
First
feedback. Yes, as we are telling you.
So
that if you say something you can't eat, you don't.
This is nice.
Yeah. Okay. Chef Blossom.
We have a sliced bread, of course. So we have a chicken. It's actually chicken sandwich. Chicken, toasted chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
So you have
Toasted chicken.
So we have our mayonnaise mixed with the shredded chicken. We also have
Green
pepper, and then we garnished. We seasoned with some curry, some soya spice, and then some onion.
So feedback.
Really good.
It's really good. You
Really
like
good.
it.
Really, really good. I love it.
Amazing.
Fantastic. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thanks
and of
for
course,
coming.
a very big thank you to everyone who has been a part of the show today. Thanks to everyone. Hi.
just wave. Just wave.
Say hi. Sitting pretty there.
Yeah.
All right, it's a wrap on the show today.
It is.
Make sure you enjoy your day and be sure to join us again tomorrow, bright and early from 7 a.m.
Yep.
Have a
Bye.
nice day.